Assalamu alaikum. Do you want to make £62,311 and 32 pence within 1 hour doing absolutely nothing?
Why is it a problem to define the idea of success in terms of performance, results or money? Why do the most popular celebrities all share the same lifestyle, which is about fast cars, bragging about the Emirates first class seats, and they all go to Dubai?
This is Dubai right here. This is Dubai right here.
You see all those skyscrapers.
They vehiculated the idea that to be Muslim, one needs to be cool. And to be cool is to appear powerful and desirable. Hello and welcome. I'm William and this is Q, a series for exploring social challenges. And today we will analyze neoliberalism, where it comes from and why it's problematic. Part of the answer is because neoliberalism gave birth to a new narrative. For Muslims to be accepted in the mainstream, they need to be economic actors. It is not uncommon to find conferences titled 40 Hadiths for Financial Success, and even once I've attended a training where God was compared to the CEO of a company and the believers to his employees. But why is it a problem wanting to turn everything into numbers?
The idea, that your salary, the value of your home, is what defines the degree of your success in life. It comes from our education, it comes from the environment we find ourselves in, the people that we're with. If you measure everything in monetary units, then you're going to be unable to measure some things which can't be measured in monetary units, like happiness.
But first, what is neoliberalism? In 1947, economists Milton Friedman, Friedrich Hayek, and Ludwig von Mises and friends met in a Swiss village to think about a new economic model. Their model was put into practice by Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan, and it has ruled us ever since. Initially, it was about free choice in the market, the freedom of individuals from the state, and establishing competition as the main rule. What started in economics took over all the spheres of life and soon became a doctrine that market exchange is an ethic and a guide for all human action. Consequently, for individuals to survive in a neoliberal society, one needs to be competitive, produce results and be performant.
I know I can do it better than the next person because I believe that and I've got the passion for it. I think it's extremely important to be competitive, and I think you have to be competitive, and I think it's a good trait to have.
But it has come to a point where corporate power and monetary interest drive who we are and the decisions we make.
We see that people's lives are largely controlled by a small elite, and this time not the state but corporations, for example, very powerful families, a small number of vested interests, who in many cases tell the people what to think and succeed in doing so.
Moreover, anything can be justified for the sake of money. Companies make their devices die earlier with planned obsolescence for us to buy more often. Factory workers are being killed in Asia because companies want us to buy fashion at any cost. Education becomes a competition. Healthcare systems are being dismantled. And this is also how countries justify the selling of weapons to countries violating human rights. And because numbers rule everything, anything that cannot be turned into numbers has no relevance. Why is kindness not valued in the workplace? Why believing in God is perceived as retrograde? However, there is an exception when culture or religion can be turned into profitable products. This is how the South Asian haldi doodh became the turmeric latte, or the miswak was appropriated as a raw toothbrush. And this is how this narrative turned the Ummah from 1.2 billion of believers to 1.2 billion of consumers.
One of the things we can talk about is the way that Muslim culture has become commodified and it's become a brand. Companies that are specifically marketing to Muslims in a particular way, and that's Muslim and non-Muslim companies. And the beauty of the hijab is now something that has become commodified. We also see images of the Muslim male becoming very commodified as well. Different styles of beards that exemplify different types of Muslim men. We even have pet food, which is sold as halal pet pet food. So everything becomes a show to some people, and that God has taken a secondary role in all of this. So God has really become a consumable. It's not a personal relationship that people have anymore.
Oh my Allah. Thumbs up, man. Thumbs up for this view.
But how did people turn the Quran into a management handbook? American Christian evangelists had this idea: let's talk to people about God using the language of corporate culture. And this is how, with their gigantic masses looking like TV shows, they have turned the church into a massive money-making machine. Neoliberalism is extremely appealing for people from deprived backgrounds or minorities, just like my own parents who came to France in the 80s. This is because neoliberalism offers a theology of liberation. To be happy or to feel safe, one needs to be successful. And to be successful is either being rich, famous, or influential. In a nutshell, it's about power.
Power is one of the units of success that some people use, particularly in politics. But some people achieve power by killing others. It doesn't make you successful. So really one has to choose the right measurement unit, and if one doesn't, then one's policies and one's actions in life are skewed in the wrong direction and can produce terrible results.
Neoliberalism believes in growth at any cost.
I have the biggest Facebook page in the whole of social media.
By centering the whole human experience around money, it transforms humans into machines that earn, produce, and consume.
I'm gonna rewire your mindset within this video to a level where inshallah it will focus you on getting results.
Just like Kim Kardashian, using her daily life and intimacy to promote products.
All I ever have to do is be famous. People watch me and they love me.
And because we feel that we are allowed in her private life like close friends, this technique is called parasocial interactions. People cease being persons, instead they're becoming brands.
Shawn Idris and Froggy, they're brands.
But this philosophy has limits, and we are witnessing it with the extinction of species or the depletion of the world's forests. They remind us that Earth has limited resources. In defense of neoliberals, it feels reassuring, especially in times of Islamophobia, to see Muslims wearing the hijab, featuring in international campaigns, or on larger-than-life posters covering London's iconic double-deckers. Many YouTubers and charity executives that I have interviewed have sincere intentions, whether it is for empowering the Ummah or giving them more visibility. But Amina Khan's recent resignation from L'Oreal for her tweets shows us that being accepted as minority has a cost. It is at the cost of parts of their culture, ethics, or religion, in a way deemed acceptable by the industries. In a nutshell, to be successful, you need to conform. Neoliberalism shows us that centers of power are shifting. It is now companies more than governments who decide how minorities should speak, look, and behave. Although neoliberalism claims to be about freedom, people are not given the choice. If they're happy this way, we need to be happy too.
We're having an amazing day, so if we're having an amazing day, you all should be having an amazing, happy day.
A recent study showed how expectations from others and the spirit of competition and comparison on social media is one of the main factors for mental health issues in the modern world. And while we aspire at putting our children in prestigious schools or working for prestigious companies, perhaps we have forgotten that prestigious comes from the Latin praestigium, which means illusion. People copy what seems to work in the mainstream, but the true problem is not simply to copy, it's to copy without thinking of the consequences or checking our intentions.
The plastic in the sea is caused by having the monetary unit as a measure of success, right? And unless we change that, then we're in trouble. So our own value systems have to change.
Is it possible to produce and consume in a balanced way which doesn't affect our planet or our mental health? Is it possible to think about growth in terms of spirituality or ethics rather than in terms of money or numbers? Is it possible to offer services without commodifying religion or compromising on ethics? Well, I leave these questions open, but if you want to have a look at my research, I offer brilliant examples of what is possible. Thanks for watching and see you next time.